Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on The School for Good and Evil. Apparently, this was a bestseller. I never heard of this book, but I'm thinking it's a bit on the nose. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 9. Available at Amazon.com, Joan. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. All right, just calm down. We got to do 2 more videos. So I'm going to read the synopsis first. The School for Good and Evil is an upcoming fantasy film directed by Paul Feig. Feig. And it looks like Harry Potter, based on the best-selling book series. I'd never heard of this book series, but doesn't mean it's not good. But it came out in 2013. A novel of the same name by Salman Chainani. Screenplay written by David McGee and Paul Feig. Wasn't Feig the guy who did Female Ghostbusters? Not super confident in him. The film follows the adventures of best friends Sophie and Agatha, who are kidnapped and taken to the titular School for Good and Evil. After their fortunes are reversed, they try to figure out a way to return home. In doing so, their friendship is put to the test. It's a school where Snow White and Cinderella and all the famous fairy tale figures went to school. And then they train heroes and villains. Look, that makes no sense to me. Like, 0 sense. I don't like this premise at all. Look, they did it in the Ventures Brothers, but that was a comedy. Okay? That was a screwball comedy where, they were making fun of superheroes and those sort of, if anything, it deconstructs heroes. This just looks like, oh, this is very serious. It's very serious, you see. You've got to be trained as a hero, or you got to be trained as a villain. Well, why don't you just train everybody as a hero so there's no more villains? Oh, no, we don't do that. Like, what is the basis for this? An excuse to make a movie and a book, I guess? The School for Good and Evil. I mean, that's what it's called. The line between good and evil. Well, apparently it's at the school. And then the plot is, if one of the characters turns evil, they'll be in big trouble. October 19th, PG-13. It looks like Harry Potter. Harry Potter with, like, fairy tales. So, I guess it's another franchise. Look, it's a school. 1, 2, it's got magic. Some of them got to be wizards, or it's got to be wizard-like. It's fairy tales. It just, come on. Come on, seriously? Seriously, we're going to do this? How many more of these books are they going to dig up? And it was a bestseller, you're telling me? I never heard of this book. Okay, bestseller. All right. New York Times bestseller. What kind of bestseller? What is a bestseller these days? When a guy who writes books has never heard of your book? It's possible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not as well read as I probably should be, but... And certainly the book's not aimed at me. So there's that, but... The School for Good and Evil. It's just such on the nose, right? It seems like, I'm going to do this book. It's kind of going to be the School for Good and Evil, but I haven't come up with a title yet. I'll come up with a title later. And then nobody does. Like, it should have been, I don't know, something about fairy tales or fables. At least Steven Spielberg called his movie The Fablemans, which is kind of on the nose, but at least it's a little bit creative. The School for Good and Evil. Was it written in another language and this is the translation? Because maybe then it's cooler then. At least call it like The Light and Dark School. Something. This would be like calling Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and calling it Harry Potter versus the Bad Wizards. Good wizard versus bad wizard. What is this? Spy versus spy? The school versus The School for Good and Evil? What kind? I just don't like that. Sorry, I can't get past the title. I just can't. If it was a comedy, okay, I'd be all on board. If you're making fun of fairy tales and all the conventions, this looks very serious. And it's hard for me to take it even remotely seriously, even in the context of the book, which I'm sure has lots of detail, but The School for Good and Evil. All right, so first act, I guess they establish where this school is in some sort of faraway kingdom where, I don't know, the diversity rainbow is a thing, and there's no, I don't know. Where is this? You know, most of the fairy tales are rooted in, you know, certain cultures. This doesn't look like it looks like it's rooted in it looks like it's rooted in Disney 2020 fairy tales. That's what it looks like. So, I mean, at least Disenchanted or that movie with Amy Adams, at least that's like that's another world where fairy tales are true, and then they come to our world. There's like a distinct. This is just I can't get past this. So, end of the first act, they're carried to the school where they're to be chosen to be good or evil. I guess. I guess it's it's like a binary version of Hogwarts. Oh, you're going to be the evil villain and you'll be the good one. Oh no, we've mixed something up and the good one's going to be evil and the evil one's going to be good. It's so crazy. So then it all builds up and then, you know, I guess they fight the evil people and the evil people get too much power. I mean, wouldn't that happen anyway? Wouldn't the evil people be running around, ooh, I've gotten a lot of good instructions on how to be evil. Maybe I'll destroy this school. Like in Hogwarts, the Harry Potter world, like, yeah, the Slytherin guys were evil, but they weren't meant to be evil, I don't think. It was like, well, yeah, a lot of jerks end up in that. They're all rich a-holes. But it's not like they were training to be evil. There was a evil outside of that school that didn't, you know, because evil doesn't have a place in a school. What's the end? Oh, I don't know. Evil wins. Oh yeah, that's probably it. That's probably it. Evil probably wipes the floor with these people and everybody dies. Because, you know, that would be an unpredictable ending, so you couldn't have good guys win. That would be crazy. Everybody would see that coming a mile away. What the F is this? Has anyone read this book and can tell me, like, oh, this is good, and I'm talking out of my A, I guess, but it just seems a little on the nose. A little bit. But look, those of you who like the book, you can like it. You don't have to yell at me. I'm asking you a serious question. Is this a real book and you really enjoyed this? Is the presentation off or something? You're telling me they called it this? There's a following for this thing? You're telling me this isn't like Harry Potter. Okay. Looks like Harry Potter to me. Looks like the same realm. Young adult, fantasy, magic. I don't know, Joan. I don't know. Anyhow. That's all I can rant about. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure the fans of this thing are going nuts. Like, oh, I'm going to write him. This was the greatest book ever. Anyhow, tune in to the next video where I get mad at some other movie, I guess. Is there any good movies coming out? Someone point me to one. Jesus. I need a request here. Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, check out the other links. Go to Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble if you think this video pissed you off. And we'll see you in the next one.